now, a rugby legend, an 80s pop icon and a film star. Might seem like an unlikely trio, but this three certainly are. Lawrence Dallaglio, Andrew Ridgeley and John Hannah are teaming up to take on an extraordinary challenge for charity, the Dallaglio Cycle Slam.
So it is a gruelling 1,800-kilometre ride along, 30,000 feet up, though.
Meters.
Oh. 30,000 metres up, even harder. And it starts on the French side of Lake Geneva. They then pass through Switzerland, Italy and Slovenia before finishing in the Croatian coastal town of Split. It's a tough one, basically, is what we're saying.
Delighted that Lawrence and Andrew in the studio. John is on set in Scotland and joins us as well this morning. Lawrence, this is your how many years in Cycle Slam?
This is our 5th Cycle Slam, so every 2 years. And it's for the charity RugbyWorks, which essentially is a charity that works with young kids who have been excluded from mainstream education, boys and girls. Unfortunately, about 2,500 young people are excluded permanently each year. That's 12 young people a day.
Wow.
And what we do with the programme is we go into these schools, pupil referral units, we deliver a rugby programme, but ultimately success is about getting them back into employment or education. I heard you talking earlier on about the issue with the prison system. This is about giving young people a chance, because no one's really been born bad. They just need a bit of support, a bit of help. And that's what
great results as well, haven't
That's what the programme does, yeah. So we're having, I mean, just to be clear, 65% of everyone in prison has been excluded from school.
Wow.
So clearly what that tells you is the system is fundamentally flawed. Once education gives up on you, society sort of gives up on you as well. And we don't think that's right. So we're getting on our bikes. We're going to raise close to about £1 million. That's the target.
Wow.
We're halfway there. We're up to $500,000 already. And it'll all go to the programme. It's a nationwide programme. We're in about 50 schools at the moment, and the plan is to be in about 70 by the end of the year.
And you have a personal feelings about this, don't you? Because you find yourself kind of losing your way.
Yeah,
rugby brought you back.
I had parents, like, loving, caring parents who looked after me, but I lost my sister when I was 16. I was starting to make some pretty poor decisions, and I found that rugby actually really helped me to get focus in my life. Yeah, if that can help some of these young people, then that's great.
Now, we know, Andrew, that Lawrence was a professional sportsman all of his life, an icon in the sport of rugby, and was happy to put himself through the mill for his job. What on earth are you thinking about getting on a bike for 1,800 kilometres to climb 30,000 metres, which is up and down all the hills, I assume, from one side to the other?
Mountains.
On mountains. Sorry, mountains.
Don't make this any smaller, it's huge.
What is the driver for you?
The cause resonates with me. George and I were fortunate enough to have a really good support system. The professionals that we worked with and who advised us saw us through what would have been a pretty hard thing to negotiate as two young, late teens, as it were. So that mentoring aspect that the coaches, the rugby coaches, perform, that role that they perform, really helps these young people along their way and to set them on the right course. So. That and also it was sold to me as being long rides or nice rides and long lunches.
I'm not quite so
good at that.
Let's speak to John. John, last time I saw you, we were in a spin class all together. Lawrence was there as well. And by the time I struggled out, you veritably jaunted out, looking very fit and healthy. How are you feeling about the challenge ahead?
You always worry about whether or not you're going to be ready, whether or not you've trained enough, but I've unfortunately had to do quite a lot of training on my own, so I'm looking forward to being with the rest of the group, and hopefully that'll give me a real kind of boost to be able to get through the challenge ahead. But as I say, the purpose of it is as Lawrence has already mentioned, is something so worthwhile that that's what makes it worth doing, and similarly to the boys there, I had a very nice upbringing, mum and dad, and nice looked after and school and things, and for those that are less fortunate, it's great to be able to contribute to what Lawrence is doing as the kind of commander-in-chief and marshal getting us up those mountains. Yeah, I'm looking forward to catching up with them.
Did you get a chance to check out Ben's form in that spin class? Could he be a late entry? Do you think you could rope him in at this stage? What do you think, John?
I think Ben's pretty fit, actually. I think he keeps himself fit. mean, he's finished work by 9 o'clock in the morning. You know, he's got nothing else to do but go and exercise.
Actually, I've had some grief off Austin about this morning because Austin Healy's going to be doing it with you. He's texted me to say, can Lawrence confirm that you'll be finishing every day 3 hours after Austin?
Yeah, he is quite quick actually.
Too quick.
But he does weigh probably half of what I weigh. I mean, if I strapped both kids onto my back, it'd be, or onto Austin's back. That's how hard it is.
You aren't necessarily the perfect shape for cycling. No. I think that's fair to say.
No, I'm Andrew's security, really. I mean,
but Andrew, you are. I mean, this is cycling is something you'll really enjoy these days. It's something that you're real passionate about, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a fantastic pursuit. Something it's very social. Lots of my chums who have had injuries similar to those which Lawrence will have sustained through his career. Cycling's an easy-ish thing to do with bad knees and bad hips, so it's a great way.
You get reminded of that 30,000 metres up and 1,800 kilometres in.
I said there's nothing. I mean, you're on the bike for an average of 8 hours a day, so there's absolutely nothing easy about that. I mean, yes, the views are pretty spectacular, but there's a lot of pain.
It's just your backside I'd be looking at. That's not that spectacular. I hate to break it to you.
And Andrew, you mentioned the support that you and George Michael had when you were going through. We haven't seen you since he sadly passed away, your beloved friend. What do you feel looking back at his loss? Do you still miss him all the time? What are your feelings?
Well, as anyone would miss an old friend, yeah. Sometimes, not all the time, of course, but there are occasions where it springs to mind that there's a group, one of your close group has gone. So, yeah, it's a great sadness. It was a great sadness for everyone.
What do you think you would have made of all of this? And you going on this bike?
I think he'd have been slightly bemused.
I was saying.
I often go past where people leave flowers for him near his home in London, and there are a lot of people that think there should be kind of some kind of personal memorial to him, a little bit like they have been for David Bowie, who sadly passed away. Do you think that should happen? Would you?
I think there's a jolly good case for that. There's an appetite. I know that it's difficult for the residents of Highgate. But yes, I don't see why there shouldn't be some sort of public place for memorial. He was much loved, and there seems to be a desire for it.
And sorely missed. I was saying just before we came on air that when I had my back operated on, originally slipped a disc, as I was going under, I heard this jungle music and then these strange drums beating, and it was Club Tropicana started. And when I came round, I was going, what on earth was that? And it was the first single on the surgeon's playlist. So it's still there in operating theatres up and down the country.
I'm not sure we ever thought it might be
but amazing way you pop up. Best of luck with the Cycle Slam. It is an amazing challenge. John, thank you so much for getting up.
Thank you.
I know that you're filming a drama up there.
Good luck with the new drama.
When will we see the drama, John? Do you know?
No, possibly in the new year. I would think January, February time.
Fantastic stuff. Lovely to see you. Really appreciate you all coming in, and best of luck. Don't let Austin beat you every day.
No. That's guaranteed.
Might find something to do with it.
There you go, Andrew.
Should we check out his weather for cycling?
Yes.
Laura's got the details.